Hello everyone. In today's lecture, we will learn about the signaling and control system in railway engineering. Okay. So first we will see the introduction about signaling. So what is signaling? Signaling consists of the systems, devices and means by which the trains are operated efficiently and the rails are used to maximum extent and by maintaining the safety of passengers, staff and rolling stock. Okay, it includes the use and working of signals, points, block instruments and other equipments. So, signaling is the mechanism by which the station master conveys information to the loco driver or to the train driver to stop, to go with caution or to proceed. So, signaling helps the driver of the train to get information where to stop, where to go, and where to proceed. Okay. So there are various objects of providing and operating the signal. So we will see these objects one by one. First is to provide facilities for the efficient movement of the trains. Why the signaling is provided, why the signals are provided? They are provided to facilities to facilitate the efficient movement of the train. Okay. Second is to ensure the safety between two or more trains which cross or approach each other's path. The signals helps or prevents the accidents in at the crossings. Okay. Third is to provide the facilities for the maximum utility of the track. Signals are provided for maximum utilization of the track. Fourth is to provide facilities for the safe and efficient shunting operations. Okay. Fifth is to guide the train movements during the maintenance and the repairs of the track. And sixth one is to safeguard the trains at the converging junctions and give the directional indications at the diverging junctions. Okay, these are the various objects of providing and operating the signals. Okay, now we will see the classification and types of signals. The signals are classified into various categories which are based on the various characteristics, that is operating characteristics, that means how signal is operated. Secondly it is classified as functional characteristics based on what is the signal function. Third is the locational characteristics, where the signal is located, and fourth classification is based on the special characteristics, that is not popular one. These three, operating, functional and locational, are the characteristics based on which the signals are classified. Now one by one we will see in detail. Okay, so signals, the operational characteristic, that is how the signal is operated, based on this the signals are classified into detonating signals, which are also called as audible signals or fog signals. Then the visual indication signals. The visual indication signals are then further divided into two types, that is hand signals, that is visual indication, and fixed signals, that is also comes under visual indication signals. Okay, now further the functional characteristics. Based on the functional characteristics, the classification of signals is as follows. It is classified into semaphore, Warner, colored light signals, shunting signals, post mounted disc and ground signals. Okay, these are based on the functional characteristics. See, colored signal light Colored light signals, this it consists of two colors. It consists of three aspects. Semaphore type signal is of, it can be seen as this type. This is the detonating signal and this is the shunting signal. Then last one is based on the locational characteristics. The signals are classified into based on the locational characteristics, that is reception signals, which is further classified into outer signal and the home signal, and the departure signal, that is starter signal and the advanced starter signal. So these are the classification of type of signals based on the three characteristics, that is locational, functional and operating. Okay, now we will see the special characteristics. Based on the special characteristics, the repeater one, the routing signal, calling on signal, point indicator signal and miscellaneous signals. Now we will see the description of the various type of signals one by one. So first classification of type of signals was based on the operating characteristics. So detonating signals were the first type of the signals. This type of signals are used during the foggy or the cloudy weather. Okay, when hand or fixed signals are not visible, this type of signals, detonating signals, are used when the weather is very foggy and cloudy. Okay, and in that condition the fixed signals are not visible, so detonators are placed on the rails which explode with a loud sound when the train passes over them. Okay, this type of signal uses, how it works, the detonators, there are detonators, these are the detonating signals, right? These are placed on the rails. Okay, when train passes over the rails, it explodes with a loud sound, and this loud sound indicates that the train has passed over them. Okay, it is placed on the rail. So these are the detonating signals. This sound draws the attention of the driver. Okay, so it indicates the driver that the train is passed. For the safety point, these detonators are placed on the rails at least 400 to 500 meters ahead of the signal. Means if there is a signal about 400 to 500 meters ahead of that detonators must be placed on the rails, so in such a way that the distance from the detonator and the further signal, ahead signal, which is at front, it must be 400 to 500 meters to the next signal, so that the driver can stop the train or obey the signals. This signal consists of the containers with explosives and are fixed on the rails by means of clips. See, these are the explosives. When the train passes over this, as these are placed over the rails, the train passes over the rails. So when they gets explode, as it contains explosive, it gets exploded, and that now loud sound draws the attention of the driver. Okay, so these detonators are placed before about 4 to 500 meters distance from the ahead signal, from the next signal, and these detonators are fixed to these rails by means of the clips. These are the detonating signals. They are filled with explosives. Okay, Then second classification was based on the visual indication, that is hand indicators, hand signals, or they are fixed signals. Hand signals are given either by the flags fixed to the wooden handle. There are the red, green colors are used, flag colors are used. Okay, when flags are not available during the daytime, the fixed signals are used. During the night time, lamps are used in which movable glass slides of green, red and yellow shades are provided. See, these are the fixed signals with green, yellow and red colors are used. The hand signals are generally used by the guards, station masters, cabin men, gangmen, keymen, pointmen, or any other authorized men which are present on the stations. The fixed signals are usually of semaphore type, fixed at a place. Okay, so we will see the classification of the type of signals which is based on the functional characteristics. So semaphore, Warner signal, colored light signals, shunting signal, post-mounted disc and ground. Now we will see the working principle of the semaphore signal. The ordinary position of signal is horizontal. Okay, this is the ordinary position, but it can be lowered to any angle by pulling the wire from the signal cable. This arm is movable. It is fixed to the weight and lever arrangement. By pulling that chain, we can lower the arm to any angle required. So, when the signal is in horizontal position, as we can see in this first diagram, it is in the horizontal position. It is said to be in the on position, and this on position indicates that it gives the signal of stop or there is a danger. Okay, so first diagram shows us that the semaphore has an arm which is in the horizontal position, and this position is called as on position, which indicates the stop or danger. So when this semaphore is in horizontal position, it indicates the train to stop. But when the signal is lowered by pulling the wire at an angle of 45 to 60 degrees, as we can see in this second image, it is said to be in the off position, which indicates that we must proceed. Okay, so depending upon the angle of the arm, the semaphore gives the indication. So second diagram gives us the indication of proceed with caution, and third indication is proceed. So in case of only semaphore arms, these two images or diagrams indicates us to proceed. Then comes the Warner signal. Warner signal, a semaphore signal at the entrance to the station, is combined with the Warner signal. Always at the entrance of the station, the semaphore signal is combined with this Warner signal. The Warner signal is similar to that of the semaphore signal in shape, except a V notch at the free end. So we can see that the semaphore arm and the Warner arm is quite similar, but only difference is that it has a V notch at the free end. This is the V notch. That is, the movable arm is, it can be tailed as fish tailed shape. Okay. The warning signal is placed on the same post of the semaphore signal. The warning signal is generally painted with yellow and exhibits a yellow and or umber color at night instead of red color. The indications given by the warning signals are, see, when it is horizontal, it gives the indication of on, that is, it gives the stop signal. And when it is combined with semaphore, and semaphore is made at an angle of in between 45 to 60, but warning arm is horizontal, the signal is given as proceed with caution. And when both the arms of the semaphore and the warning are inclined, then it gives the indication that a signal, that is proceed. Okay, clear about semaphore and the warning signals. So the shunting signals are also called as disc signals. They are used for shunting operations of the train. What is shunting? The movement of train from one track to the another. Therefore, they are called as shunting signals. They are of shape of circular disc. We can see in this diagram, that is, it are in the circular disc form with a red band on the white background. This is the white background and this is the red band. The disc can revolve in the vertical plane by pulling the lever by hands. By pulling this lever, it can be moved in a vertical plane. Two holes are provided. These two holes are provided, one for the red lamp and other for the white lamp. Green lamp. These two holes are provided, first for the red lamp and for the green lamp. When the red band of the disc is in the horizontal position or it shows the red light at night, it indicates the stop. See, in this first figure, the red band is horizontal, so it indicates the horizontal position. So it shows the, and if it shows the red lamp, then it indicates stop. And when the red band is inclined at 45 degrees or shows a green lamp, then it indicates proceed. So this diagram indicates stop and this diagram indicates proceed. Now we will learn about the next type of signal, that is colored signal. With the indication of the electric traction to the meet increased traffic requirements, semaphore signals are being replaced by the high intensity beam color light signals both during day and night. The semaphore signals are now replaced with the color light signals, which can be used in both day and night situations. Okay, so they may be either of two aspects, that it may contain green and red color. It may be of three aspects, that it will consist of green, yellow and red color, and it may be of four aspects, that it contains green, yellow, red and yellow. Also, it may have five aspects with additional aspect of green over yellow over green. So there are five aspects, means five combinations. In two aspects, green and red are shown. In three aspects, green, yellow and red can be shown. In four, green, yellow and red with yellow. For five aspects, additional aspect, that is yellow over green, can be shown. From this, the three aspect signals are very much commonly used. In such signals, special lenses are used to throw a beam of powerful lights in the level of driver's eye, which can be seen even in the brightest daylight. A special type of lens is used for this type of signals so that the powerful light falls over the driver's eye. Okay, the two aspect signals, that is set for the stop and proceed, and three aspect signals are used for the front and side elevations. Okay, now we can see that if only red color is shown, we know. If we see the red color over the signal, it indicates to stop. If red is combined with yellow, both the yellow and red are on the same time, then it indicates to stop and to prepare to go. When the signal turns to green, it indicates go, and when the signal turns yellow, it indicates stop if safe to do so. Okay, these are the indications of various colors. Okay, now we will see the various positions of signals at the station yards. The signals are which control the reception of trains into a station yards are called as reception signals. So reception signals are can be seen at the station yard. They are the outer signals, home signal, departure signal, starter signal, then the advance starter signal. We can see this is the warner, this is the home signal, this is the outer signal. First is the warner, second is the outer signal, third is the home signal, fourth is the starter signal, fifth one is the advance signal. This all signals are called as the reception signals. Why reception signals? They are into a station. The signals control the reception of trains into the station. Okay. Then there are special signals that are calling signals, routing signals, and repeaters or co-acting signals. Now we will see the repeater type of signal. Special characteristics: repeater or co-acting signal. When a train passes through a station without stopping, the driver comes across the five signals in the sequence. We know sometimes particular train do not stop. It passes through a station without stopping. That time the driver comes across the five signals, that is warner, outer, home, starter and advance signal. We can see in this it comes across these five signals. Warner 1, this is the first warner, second comes the outer, third comes the home, fourth comes the starter and fifth comes the advance signal. When the driver's vision is obstructed, means when there is an obstruction, that is overbridge between the signals or sharp curves in an alignment, or due to any cross other reason a signal is not visible to the driver, a signal is provided with a duplicate arm of a smaller size at a suitable position, which repeats the indication of the signal ahead. Means if these signals are not visible to the driver due to any reason, then a special or a separate signal is provided with a duplicate arm of a smaller size at a suitable position. So it is termed as the repeater signals. This signal is linked with the main signal, and therefore when the lever is pulled, both signals are lowered simultaneously. As these signals work in the unison with the main signal, it is also called as co-acting signal. As it acts with the main signal, it is also called as co-active signals. So clear about repeater signals? Repeater signals are the ones which are provided with the main signal. Why it is provided? Sometimes due to some reason the driver could not see the actual signal, that is Warner, outer, home, starter and advanced signals. So in that case a duplicate arm of a smaller size and a suitable position at a suitable position is provided. So this type of the signals are called as repeater signals, or they are acting as co. So it is also called as co-acting signals. Then in special types, that is second point type is routing signals. So what is routing signals? At big stations where a number of line exits at the station taking off different routes from the main line besides one main house signal. Means at a big station there are number of lines, means there are number of routes, exit routes. So routing signals are provided at the point of divergence at that big stations. The lowering of any of the signal indicates the track for which the points are set. The signal from the main track, that is the home signal, is at a higher level while the signals for another divergence are at the lower level. Means the main signal, that is home signal, is at a higher elevation and the other signals which are used for the diversion, which are used at the point of divergence, are at the lower elevation. The number of platform or line which a particular signal controls is indicated by the number plate. So number plate are given to the number of platforms because it is a big station, so there are number of platforms. So number plates are given to indicate the signals. Then comes the third type, that is calling signal, calling on. This consists of a small arms below or parallel to the home signal fixed on the same vertical post. See, you can see this is the home, this is the home signal, this is the small arm which is fixed to the same vertical post. When a train stops with the home signal indication, then a calling on signal permits a train to proceed cautiously by keeping this signal arm at proceed position. See, you can see the position of this arm is horizontal, that means it indicates that to stop, it indicates train to stop. Similarly, in that case, a small arm is also provided, which is called as calling on signal. This signal permits a train to proceed with caution. So this arm is inclined to some angle. These signals are very much helpful when repair works on the track are going on. Okay, this type of signals becomes very useful when track repairing is going on. Even though the calling on signal may be in the off, that is proceed position, the driver should be prepared to stop the train at any moment if required. Okay, even though if this calling on indicates to move, that it gives the off position, the driver should keep in mind where to stop and where to start. Okay, clear? Then is a point indicator. These are mainly used to indicate the route to the driver as a precaution against the bursting of points or running into an occupied line when the signals are not available for this purpose. Point indicators are used to indicate the route to the driver. Okay, clear? And then the last one is the miscellaneous signals. From the we have studied the all signals. So there are few more temporary signals used under specific conditions such as track under repairs, during shunting operations, warning of caution for an obstruction, etc. So these miscellaneous signals are the few temporary signals comes under this miscellaneous signals, which are used in the condition when track is under maintenance during shunting operations. So these signals are the caution signal, the speed indicator, stop indicator, shunting indicator, and termination indicator.